$2.7 billion in shorts liquidated, biggest squeeze since 2021. 7 days ago we drew this line and said watch the White House. This is what price did to it. Every channel says Trump pumped it. The Treasury moved first. Real breakout or trap? Bitcoin and Ethereum just closed the week. Bitcoin is parked right on 78K. Ethereum just took back 245K. Those two levels decide everything this week. First, last Monday's call checked against the tape, and both weeks replayed candle by candle and the exact maps for the week ahead. And stay to the end because 2 dates this week can void every level on both charts, and neither of them is a chart event. Let's go. For the charts, the calendar, 2 dates this week, and both are about the same thing, the price of money. First, Wednesday, core PCE. That is the inflation number the Fed actually watches. Strip out food and fuel, and this is what is left. If it lands hotter than expected, the market pushes rate cuts further away, borrowing stays expensive, and the risky end of the market, crypto included, gets sold. Cooler and cuts come back on the table, the dollar softens and risk breeds. Friday is the bigger one. Jackson Hole is where the world's central bankers meet every August, and this is Kevin Warsh's first one as Fed chair. Look at the theme they chose: financial innovation, payments, and policy. 19 days before the next rate decision, a brand new chair stands up to talk about the plumbing of money itself. Hawkish and yields in the dollar go up while crypto goes down. Dovish and it runs the other way. That is the week. Now the charts. Last Monday's call checked against the tape. Bitcoin broke 64K and hit 66K. Ethereum broke 192K. After the break, it ran 32.6% from there. First, the full picture. A month of candles, so every level on this chart has its history behind it. Now watch the gray window. That is the last 7 days, Monday to Monday. We are going to zoom straight into it and break down exactly what happened to Bitcoin this week, candle by candle. Bitcoin traveled 3% this week between 63.5K and 79.5K. One directional move. Buyers walked it off the lower boundary and straight into the upper one and never handed the tape back. And price parked right on the level as the week closes. Nothing is decided yet, that is the setup. The week closed strong near the highs, 22.7% above where it bought. Price walked into this zone and is still inside. And this is not new. 79.5K has turned price away 5 times from April through August. This is not a fresh level, it is the resistance that has stopped every attempt for weeks. Price is sitting right under it again. So 78K is the line the next section is built on. The week ended just under. First the frame, we are off the hourly onto the daily, months of history on one screen. And one standard throughout. Broken means a daily close through the level. A wick is a test, 2 scenarios and one honest third. First, the bull scenario. What if buyers reclaim 79.5K? Above it there is no level close enough to call a clean target, and that emptiness is information too. Now flip it, the bear scenario. What if 77.5K gives way? Same logic in reverse. The breakdown, a weak bounce back into 77.5K and then the slide towards 67K. 67K is not a guess. Price fought over that area 4 times between June and August, and buyers defended it each time. Same rule in reverse, a reclaim back above cancels it. And if a catalyst does the moving, this does not have to stop at 67K. The red path runs on to 62K, price bottomed there before. What is on the table this week? Score PCE and Jackson Hole Warsh. And the one nobody schedules, a shock headline, an exchange failure, a liquidation cascade. A black swan does not respect any level on this chart. That is why this line is the extension, not the base case. And the honest third outcome, if neither breaks, there is no trade patience inside the levels. Only measured levels are marked on the chart. Now Ethereum, same process. A month of tape first, so the levels carry their history. Now watch the gray window. That is the last 7 days, Monday to Monday. We are going to zoom straight into it and break down exactly what happened to Ethereum this week, candle by candle. Numbers for Ethereum: 1% of travel, 189K at the bottom, 255K on top. An early push into the highs, and then sellers took it all back. And price did not just tag the level, it closed back above it. That reclaim is the story of this week. And the finish, 39% off the week low, closing right up near the top. Price broke back through this zone and held above it. Everything in the map that follows hangs off to 45K, and the week ended just above it. And the same standard applies, not broken until a daily candle closes through it. Same drill for Ethereum, the daily map, and the same standard, a daily close through the level or it did not happen. Upside first through 255K, but above it the map is empty, no clean target close enough to name, and that emptiness is information too. And if it goes the other way, 244K snaps. Low it the map goes quiet, no support close enough to call. And the honest third outcome, if neither breaks, there's no trade patience inside the levels. And notice how Ethereum and Bitcoin rhyme this week, both constructive, both on their deciding levels. Together, the signal is stronger. The end card holds both maps, one screen, every level. Here is the condition I promised at the start. This week has one scheduled catalyst, Wednesday's inflation print and Friday's Jackson Hole core PCE on Wednesday morning, and Kevin Warsh's first Jackson Hole speech as Fed chair on Friday, 19 days before the September rate decision. If it moves, headlines lead and levels follow. That is what cancels both scenarios on both charts. No break, no trade, and no chart survives a headline it did not price in. So what do you think about this week's price action? Post your thoughts in the comments and screenshot these levels, because next Monday we check every one of them on the same charts.